All right, welcome to the Album Draft Podcast. My name is Reed. Thank you for listening. My guest for this episode is my best friend, my favorite person in the world. And after all this time, I'm still into her, my wife, Dana. Welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you. It's been a long time since I've been on.
It has been. This is, your third episode that you've done?
I mean, counting's hard. I don't teach math anymore, but I think you're right.
Yeah, I am right.
Sorry.
So for this episode, we are talking about something very special and personal to us. We're going to walk through a anniversary playlist that I recently made for her. A couple months ago, we celebrated our wedding anniversary. So yeah, we're going to talk through that and get some thoughts on Dana and what she thought of the list and the songs. And,
I think you need to explain, we need to explain the playlist thing.
Yeah.
Like why this is so personal to us.
Yeah. So a little background on this. So I've been making mixes for her since we've been dating.
Yeah.
And it started with legit mixtapes, like cassette tapes, because the vehicle you had a cassette player.
You're going to just say the vehicle you had.
The Cadillac.
The Cadillac. The
Yes.
97 Cadillac with the soft top.
Yep.
Heated seats, a tape deck, and no CD player.
Yep.
Randall.
Yeah, started with mixtapes, and then we moved on to CDs.
Yeah.
And then we moved on to iPod playlist after that.
Well, there was a few that were online. You sent me links, remember when I was traveling?
Yeah.
And, you know.
It was like the file sharing days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I used to email you links and
you
just
sent me
download
one
the files.
every month that I was gone at camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd send me links, but you wouldn't come see me when I got back. That happened. You can edit that out.
That's fine. I deserve that. So I did that, and iPod playlist, and then now we're in the streaming era. So that's how you get all your playlists now. So what did you think about the whole playlist thing? I don't know if I've ever asked you that.
Oh, I love
from the beginning.
them. I'm sad that I don't have the cassette tapes still. Like that makes me really sad. I still have some of the CDs. And every once in a while I'll put one in the car. And I know like Rosalie has some of them, and some I'm like, you should not be listening to that. Like that is love tapes. Nope. But I've always loved them. There've always been something that I've look forward to. I remember the one year on Valentine's Day, you gave me 2 CDs, and each CD had 14 songs on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all 90s love ballads.
Yeah.
It was 28 90s love ballads. It was phenomenal. And I think now I only have one of those. I don't have the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since Spotify, when did we start doing the Spotify list? Probably 4 years ago. I don't get as many as I used to.
Well, maybe closer to 5 or 6, I think.
Yeah, maybe it's been longer.
Yeah.
I don't get a Valentine's Day one anymore. Sorry. Oh, yawn. I don't get the Valentine's Day ones anymore. And I don't get a birthday one every year. But I always get an anniversary one.
Mm-hmm.
Always. And that better never ever stop.
Yeah. I know. I've been slacking on the other ones.
That's fine as long as I always get the anniversary one.
Yeah.
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 I mean, the birthday's pretty close to Valentine's Day, but
right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'll take one for Flag Day.
It'll just be your grand old flag on repeat.
Yeah, right. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I made Dana an anniversary playlist, and it's kind of what we were just talking about for our anniversary. It's got 14 songs on it, but for the sake of the podcast and keeping things consistent, we're only going to talk about 10 of them.
What 10 did you pick?
I do have a list of 10.
You have the list of 10. Oh, I'm so excited.
So have I ever talked about my approach for these with you?
I think they're different. Like it's not always the same.
Right.
So like sometimes you have themes. And sometimes they've been like really nostalgic. I've noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
Back when we were first dating, they were always songs that like said things to me that you couldn't actually get the words out to say to me yourself. Like sometimes they told me more like about where you felt we were in the relationship than your actual words did. So I've like picked up on some of those things over the years.
The classic Between the Trees song,
Yeah, oh my
Darling,
gosh. Yes.
that you like to razz me about all the time.
All the time. I hate that song. I think it's just like, and you were like, I love this song. And I was like, I think it's stupid. Oh man. And there's gonna be people that listen to this and be like, Dana just said Between the Trees is stupid.
I mean, they're not like an active band anymore, so maybe people don't know who they are.
I would say a lot of people probably don't, but there will be a select few.
Yeah.
Who
There'll probably be a couple be like, why are you bad mouthing Between the Trees? What's your deal?
Yeah. And I'll just say, because the guy should have kept his mouth shut. Or he should have just been bold. No waffling.
Yeah.
But I mean, on the most part, I like Between the Trees.
Mm-hmm.
It was just that one song.
Yeah.
And it's just, anyhow. How did you build this current playlist that you made for me?
So typically my approach, it's more focused on the lyrics because it's more like, okay, you know, what about this song reminds me of you? You know, whether it's a single line or whether it's like, you know, something that relates to something that we've been through, or, you know, maybe like an inside joke that we have. But then also, especially now with streaming, I've been more leaning towards and more focused on like, what type of music do you like? Or maybe like, you know, hey, I think this is a song you'll like. Not necessarily something that like I've enjoyed, because I also discover a lot of new music for myself.
Pause. You now enjoy a lot more country because of me.
Yeah.
And because of these lists. Remember that one list you made me? It was all country songs. Yeah. And you were like, I didn't know I liked this person. And I was like, I knew you would love them. And you're like, I didn't even realize. And it was like your mind was open to how cool country music was.
To a whole new world.
It was a whole new world.
Yeah. So yeah, and I don't always think about like the order of the songs, like when I'm putting the playlist together. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I assumed you did. I have noticed, like the one this year is 14 songs for 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't notice
that. What was the other thing I was going to say?
That country music one was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
That was a good list.
That one was really good. Yeah.
You should share that to my Spotify account. So, you know how like you...
Right.
You should do that because now I got a hankering for it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Say words like hankering. On the regular. That's Skibbity.
Skibbity Rose, Ohio.
Yeah. We're not Sigma. Our son would be dying right now.
He would
1,000
be
deaths.
hating things right now.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to jump into the 10 songs that I picked?
Yes. What's number one?
All right. Number one, we're going to start off. And actually, I remember what I was going to say. For this one, I did think about the opening song and the closing song. But the rest, I just kind of threw in.
For funsies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's really, and let me back up. The opening song and the closing song just for the 10 that we're talking about. Not necessarily for the entire list.
For the entire list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the way the order is in Spotify, the bottom 4 are more like the bonus tracks. So I guess you could say I did think about that.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
I got the deluxe edition.
Yeah, you did.
Nobody else gets it. That's our private part of this, like the privacy, the
Right.
intimate part. That's just for us. It's
Right.
those last four.
Those
Is
last
that the
4.
deal?
Yep.
Yeah. Nobody gets to know.
Right. All right. Okay, so track 1, I chose See You Later by the band Camino.